This bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Tonight on the South Today, the sale of a small North Otago village is making international headlines. A miscalculation ended with a truck being wedged under a central Dunedin overpass this morning. And around 500 people celebrated the Diwali festival in Queenstown. Kia ora, good evening, I'm Melissa Barton. The sale of a small village in North Otago has hit headlines around the globe more than 2 years after the unique property went on the market. Lake Waitaki village, built during construction of the Waitaki Dam, was put on the market 2 years ago and is yet to sell, perhaps because of its $2.8 million price tag.
Lake Waitaki village in North Otago, built during the construction of the Waitaki Dam in the 1930s. These days the property includes a cafe and bar, a 7-bedroom lodge and 8 3-bedroom houses. It was put on the market 2 years ago, but with a $2.8 million price tag, hasn't yet found a buyer. But that hasn't stopped it from making headlines across the world after The Guardian in the UK ran a story on the village yesterday. Since then it's been picked up by the South China Morning Post and covered by the New York Times. Real estate agent Kelly Milmine told The Guardian there's been heaps of interest, including from foreign nationals and people wanting to set up a boutique farm or a communal living arrangement. But the sale of the property is complicated by the foreign buyer ban and local buyers balking at the high price. The village is considered the birthplace of New Zealand's social welfare system and at one point in the 1930s was home to 3,000 people. It lies about 7 kilometres from Kura on the Alps to Ocean cycleway, the soon-to-be completed part of the national network. Sitting on a 14-hectare property, the Lake Waitaki village has a rateable value of $1.2 million. Owner Kevin Brooks says there's a range of options for potential buyers, including caravan parks, tent sites or subdividing. Now all that's needed is a buyer with deep pockets and a vision to breathe life back into a part of North Otago that's been sitting empty since the late 1980s. In Waitaki, the South Today.
Year 10 St Kevin's pupil Zara Blackie was farewelled by more than 600 people in the school's chapel during a service, tinged with sadness and laced with humour. The 14-year-old's funeral was held at the Oamaru Elim Church yesterday. She died after being struck by a car in an alleged hit and run on State Highway 1 last Tuesday. Her fellow pupils welcomed her with an emotional haka as her dark-coloured wood casket, adorned with prints of white flowers in her name, with red roses on top, was carried in by her family. Speaking at the service, Zara's mother, Wendy Blackie, said no words could describe her loss. Zara will be laid to rest in her former hometown of Balclutha today. A miscalculation ended with a truck being wedged under a central Dunedin overpass this morning. A TNL freighting truck got stuck at the intersection with Vogel Street after misjudging how much room there was under the overpass. A witness at the scene says the crash happened about 7:30 this morning. The underpass has a sign giving the height limit as 3 metres. Police say they were only alerted to the job more than an hour later and made the council aware of what had happened. A chunk was taken out of the bridge and police are investigating exactly how the crash happened. There will soon be a real buzz in Dunedin Central City, with plans for a new bee-themed inner-city park. The bee-themed pocket park will be built by the Dunedin City Council and Otago University in Great King Street, between the Captain Cook Hotel and School of Physiotherapy. Planters with bee-friendly native plants and a honeycomb painted surface will be included in the design, with aims to celebrate nature and biodiversity. The council hopes it will spur excitement about more green and pop-up spaces in the central city. Work on the park is set to begin in November. Queenstown celebrated Diwali on Sunday night, with a crowd of almost 500 packed into the town's memorial centre. performers marked the Hindu Festival of Lights, which was being held for the 4th year in the resort.
Celebrating the Hindu Festival of Lights in Queenstown, with colourful dancers on stage being joined in with the occasional enthusiastic audience member as well. The performances from the local dance school as well as visitors from Christchurch and Auckland impressed local MP Hamish Walker.
That dancer, wow! I'm getting married in January and my fiancée Penny, who's with me here, is like, that's our first dance.
This year's crowd of almost 500 is a substantial increase on the humble beginnings of just a few years ago.
First year I think we had around about 50 people, 4 years later we had I think 100 people, and then tonight it's something like 450 to 500 people. While Diwali is an Indian celebration timed for the Northern Hemisphere autumn, it helps show the resort as a multicultural community. The amount of different cultures here is just amazing, and quite clearly by the turnout tonight, it's very cherished here. While currently held at Queenstown Memorial Centre, organisers say next year's celebration may move to the Queenstown Events Centre to cater for a larger crowd. In Queenstown, for the South Today.
Still to come on the South Today. A couple of visitors to Pirikanui Inlet off-roading plans go off track, and the What Now television show arrives in Geraldine to celebrate the opening of a new children's playground.
Electrify NZ Dunedin sell quality European designed e-bikes with reliable componentry so that you too can wear the e-bike grin. Call in for your complimentary test ride today or book online. Find us at 249 Cumberland Street, phone 021 035 9820.
It's that time of year, it's time to get into the garden and it's time to get your weed eater. Down here at the Power Garden Department at Andersons Bay Road, this year it's all about the cordless weed eater. Come down and see us at Mighty 10 Mega and we'll help you get it done right.
Every reason, every season, we're proud to dress the region. Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
It's always really satisfying when a customer comes back after doing a purchase of outdoor furniture and knowing that we've got it done right.
Be inspired with home ideas, indoor and outdoor living this weekend. For delicious food inspiration, watch our very own local master chefs in action. Tickets on sale now.
Spring is here and it's time to get in the garden. Ready Lawn will take care of your lawn needs, making lawn care a snap. They will install the perfect lawn while you plant your favourite flowers and vegetables. Call Ready Lawn today so you can enjoy the coming season.
When it's time to say goodbye to your pet, Heaven Sent Pet Cremations are here to help you through this difficult experience. Call Heaven Sent Pet Cremations today for their care and guidance. Phone 489 2274.
Step into Shop on Carol and discover a shop full of treasures. We have a fantastic range of vintage and retro clothes, upmarket clothing labels, collectible items, beautiful jewellery, quality linen and the best range of vintage haberdashery.
Step into Op Shop on St Andrew and discover a place with plenty of bargains for yourself, your friends and the whole family. We have new items arriving every day. Visit us for a fabulous range of economy and upmarket clothing, accessories, books, shoes and more. Shop with us and support your community.
At Green Island Medical Centre, we are committed in caring for our future and present generations. We know as a young person, coming to the doctors can be quite daunting. Our highly skilled doctors and nurses will make your experience one where you will leave with a smile. Your health is very important to us.
Welcome back. Police have confirmed a Queenstown man was stabbed in Lake Hayes Estate on Sunday night and 3 people could have been involved. Police say the 27-year-old victim underwent surgery today in Dunedin Hospital and remains in a serious but stable condition. The man suffered puncture wounds in the chest during the assault. A weapon hasn't been found. Police are still interested in information from anyone in relation to vehicles seen coming or leaving into Lokanagar Drive between 9:30 and 10 p.m. They say there may have been up to 3 people in a vehicle seen in the area. A couple of visitors to Parakanui got a closer view of the inlet than they planned. A rental car had to be abandoned after it was driven into the Parakanui Inlet north of Dunedin during low tide and became stuck in the sand. The car was still stuck in the sand but was no longer submerged as the tide had receded by yesterday afternoon. Police say they were called to the car which was sitting next to the community jetty yesterday morning. Initially, there were concerns people could have been trapped, but as the tide lowered, it was clear no one was inside. Parakanui resident Jude Newton said she had never seen a car trapped on the sand in that area in the 30 years she'd lived in the coastal village. The long-running children's television show What Now set up camp in Geraldine over the weekend. The crew were helping the town celebrate the opening of a new children's playground at Kennedy Park.
Children of all ages enjoying the fun of a new playground at Kennedy Park, along with the excitement of live television, as long-running TV show What Now broadcast from Geraldine to the nation.
Geraldine, a wonderful, wonderful place here in South Canterbury. Home to Hayden Patton, of course, born and raised here, and also home to these guys. Have fun this morning so far, guys?
The well-managed frivolity wasn't just for the kids, with these 2 young at heart ladies also enjoying the spectacle and thought they might be on the receiving end of some gunge.
And it might be the last time you see us looking so clean. Hey guys.
The city's Celtic roots were on display, with the Tiptoe Dancing Academy putting on a demonstration. But for some of the kids, it was all about giving the new equipment a solid workout. In Ashburton, the South Today.
After the break on the South Today, around 350 marchers descend on Gore for the annual celebration of South Island leisure marching. And Otago Rugby signs 3 of its most exciting talents for the next 2 years. So stay with us.
Every Kiwi deserves a reliable garage door. Rely on Garrador to protect your important stuff. Just like Darren, his Garrador keeps his favourite ride in mint condition. We have a huge range at affordable prices. Visit our website for a free consultation. We stand behind every door.
Active interior designer Mornington are the curtain and blind experts. The team can even advise you on outdoor products and will ensure that everything is perfect. For interior design with flair, call Active to book your free in-home consultation or call into the showroom in Mornington.
Hello, it's Jeremy down here at Mitre 10 Mega in Andersons Bay. We've got 35 different lawnmowers down in our power garden department. We've got ride-on mowers, petrol mowers, battery operated mowers, push mowers. Did you know we've even got a robot, a little robot lawnmower that pops out during the day when you're at work or play. It'll pop out and mow your lawn. So come down and see me, Jeremy, down in the power garden department at Mitre 10 Mega in Andersons Bay Road, where we'll help you get it done right first time.
At Green Island Medical Centre, we are committed in caring for our future and present generations. We know as a young person, coming to the doctors can be quite daunting. Our highly skilled doctors and nurses will make your experience one where you will leave with a smile. Your health is very important to us.
Every reason, every season, we're proud to dress the region. Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
Be inspired with home ideas, indoor and outdoor living this weekend. For delicious food inspiration, watch our very own local master chefs in action. Tickets on sale now.
Helping New Zealanders to do more. Talk to MTF today.
Step into Op Shop on St Andrew and discover a place with plenty of bargains for yourself, your friends and the whole family. We have new items arriving every day. Visit us for a fabulous range of economy and upmarket clothing, accessories, books, shoes and more. Shop with us and support your community.
For more than 50 years, Roslyn Mowers and Heating have been selling and servicing quality lawn mowers and outdoor power equipment. Bring your mower, chainsaw, garden equipment in for repair or service and you go in the draw to win a Husqvarna petrol line trimmer. See you in store soon.
I just like it. It's something that you can see the fruits of your own labour. You put it right now, you don't have as much to do at Christmas. You come see me, Derek, in the garden department, and then we get it done right.
Motor Trade Finance proudly brings you Rural Delivery. A look at the places and faces behind New Zealand agriculture. Tuesday evenings 8:30, repeating Saturday morning at 8 and Sunday afternoons 4:30.
Thanks for staying with us. Former Black Caps coach Mike Hesson has been named as the Kings 11 Punjab coach in the Indian Premier League. Hesson stepped down as Black Caps coach in June after 6 years in the role. Crick Info reports the 44-year-old will sign a 2-year deal with the franchise and will be able to bring in his own coaching staff. The former Otago Volts coach replaces Australian Brad Hodge. The Kings 11 Punjab doesn't feature any New Zealand players on their current roster, with the likes of Chris Gale and Ravi Ashwin key members of the side. Around 350 marchers descended on Gore for the annual celebration of South Island leisure marching over the weekend. This year's event marks 25 years of South Island leisure marchers getting together to showcase their moves.
Displaying their marching skills at Gore's MLT Event Centre in front of hundreds of like-minded participants. This year's South Island Leisure Marching event attracted around 350 marchers from Nelson to Bluff. The actual marching is a non-competitive show of skills and coordination.
But we don't compete as such. Yeah, it's just a display. All the teams get together, we display in front of everybody, and that's it.
The annual event is a chance for people who appreciate formation marching to get together and make friends.
It's just a gathering of like-minded ladies that some have never marched, but others have marched when they were younger, and it's just a great avenue for them to come in and enjoy something.
This is the second time the event has been hosted in Gore, and organisers say the town is well suited for such a gathering.
Gore can foot it with the rest of the country. This wonderful venue that we have here, it's just marvellous that we can fit 350 ladies in here, and they can all do their thing, and it's just, Gore is a wonderful place to be hosting events like this.
The day included some participants who had marched at the original event 25 years ago. In Gore, for the South Today.
Otago Rugby has signed 3 of its most exciting talents for the next 2 years. It re-signed winger Jonah Noriki, utility back Vilamoni Korai and first 5'8" Josh Ioane until 2020. Meanwhile, the Otago Union wants to host Southland next year in its first home game of the Mitre 10 Cup, which will also double as a Ranfurly Shield challenge. The Union will be working its way through the domestic schedule over the next few weeks. It includes 5 mandatory challenges for the Ranfurly Shield in the competition. General Manager Richard Kinley says they want the first home game of the season to be against Southland, preferably on a Saturday afternoon. And now recapping tonight's top stories on the South Today. The sale of a small village in North Otago has hit headlines around the globe more than 2 years after the unique property went on the market. A TNL freight truck got stuck at the intersection with Vogel Street after misjudging how much room there was under the overpass. And Queenstown celebrated Diwali on Sunday night with a group of almost 500 packed into the town's memorial centre. And now look at what's happening in tomorrow's ODT. Welcome, Phil Somerville. What have you got for us tomorrow?
Well, lots happening at the Dunedin City Council today. One of the stories from there is looking at, related to that, is changes to the ambitious waterfront plan that needs some adjusting, and what's being proposed is moves are made to try to push that forward. And there was also a strong parking debate. Lee Vandervis, the councillor, arguing we need a program for more parks as the city grows and pressure goes on. And the Mayor, Dave Carl, saying actually with the changes, the way we operate, we should actually be reducing the number of parks. So it's always a hot topic, that one.
It's hotly contested, for sure.
Overseas students, there was a story nationally about how much they contribute to New Zealand. Otago and Southland, a lot of money and lots of jobs. There's a report on that, and saying where most of them come from, that's schools and tertiary institutions. It's a fresh day tomorrow. Charmaine Smith, the former food writer for the ODT, she's been in Sicily and has written an interesting story about the rich history in Sicilian cuisine. So people interested in food should lap that up. On the same page is an interview with Brett McGregor, the first MasterChef winner, question and answer session. He's down for the Great Kiwi Home and Living Show at the stadium on Saturday and Sunday, and he's giving demonstrations there on both days. And I thought maybe I finish with a little bit of sport. Steve Hepburn's looking forward to the naming of the Highlanders, and next year there'll be quite a few new faces.
How exciting, something for everyone. And I hope there's food with those demonstrations. Thank you. You can catch all of that in tomorrow's ODT. And now it's time for a look at tomorrow's weather.
Tonight's weather proudly brought to you by Mole Map.
Tonight's southern view is trees reflected in a puddle over a drain in Vane. Looking at the situation, a cold front brings a brief spell of fine weather tomorrow, but a cold southwesterly change and some showers late in the day. Another fine day is expected on Thursday before more showers arrive Friday. Starting off at the northwest of the South Island, Greymouth and Westport can expect cloudy conditions and a high of 15 degrees. Across to the northeast, Nelson is cloudy with a high of 18 degrees, and it is similar for Blenheim but slightly cooler on 17. And to Canterbury, a cloudy day for Kaikoura with a high of 16 degrees. Christchurch is 14 and Ashburton is the pick of the bunch on 17 with a smattering of cloud. Looking at the southern towns, Catlins, Balclutha, Lumsden and Gore are in for a southwesterly change with rain later and 13-degree highs for all of you. Heading westwards to the Central Lakes area, expect freshening northwesterlies, fine and highs of 14 in Wanaka and Queenstown. Alexandra, you're due to have a high cloud and 15. In Tiana, you're the coolest and wettest of these centres with a high of 11 degrees and it's due to rain. Looking at the northern towns, Timaru and Oamaru can expect light northeasterlies, fine weather and a high of 14 for Oamaru and 15 for Timaru. Freshening northwesterlies and fine for Amarama and Twizel with light winds and a high of 14 degrees. And in Dunedin, it's fine and cold tonight with an overnight low of 1 degree above freezing. Sunny periods and some cloud for Halloween tomorrow, the cloud increasing later in the day. Cool with gusty southerlies, a high of 13 and a very chilly low of 6, so make sure your little ghouls are wrapped up warm. Sunny periods on some cloud on Thursday with strong cold southwesterlies, a high of 11 degrees and a low of 6. And in Invercargill, mostly fine tonight with an overnight low of 4. Fine at first tomorrow, but cloud increases with some rain developing during the afternoon, a high of 13 and a low of 7. Mostly fine on Thursday with sunny periods and some cloud. Expect fresh to strong cold southwesterlies to ease during the day, looking at a high of 12 degrees and a low of 5. That wraps up our news for this Tuesday. For the latest news from the southern region, head online and follow us on Facebook, YouTube and at channel39.co.nz, as well as odt.co.nz. Thanks for joining us. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Ka kite anō.
This bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Supporting local content so you can see more of New Zealand on air.